and welcome to my first vlog. So if it's really bad, that's why. And I'm really nervous, and also I tend to pull faces when I'm nervous, so if I do, don't make too much fun of me. I'm Kat, and I was compelled to do this video because I've seen and heard a lot of people, a lot of suffering going on, and there's always a common denominator, and I have experience in that common denominator, so I thought that I would share a little bit of my life, and that way I'm also doing like an introductory vlog as well. So my first ones are going to be the most embarrassing in many ways, I suppose. So the problem that people seem to go through a lot and struggle with a lot is a severe lack of self-confidence and self-esteem because they lacked support growing up, because they felt alone. So I learnt the very hard way one simple thing, and that is that all you need is yourself. You are all you truly need. It's nice to have other people. It's nice if you can have other people, but you only need you. Always. For all eternity, you have yourself. And that is your one truth. So starting off, I'll go back to when I was 3. I don't have a lot of strong memories from my childhood. I tend to actually block a lot of it out. Hopefully it doesn't all come back to me at once. So when I was 3, that's 3.5, that's when my dad died. And then I had a stepdad, and my mother had already had I have an older sibling that my mother had with somebody who wasn't my dad, and then I have more siblings that she had with the stepdad, and she was with him for about, I don't know, a decade or so before they split. But people have all kinds of struggles of their own, and I ended up being the one that didn't end up with the support that I saw my friends have, and that growing up, watching movies, reading things, even talking to adult people about their relationships, it was different for me. I kind of always had a pretty big inkling of needing to rely on myself. I don't hold any grudge on that now. Like I said, everybody struggles with their own things, and that's why the lesson that you learn on how you have yourself is so important, because then you know to look after yourself, and anything else is just a bonus. So I would have been only 14, I think. 14. That would have been the first time I tried to run away. And then I think I want to say 16, the first time that I moved out. Ended up moving in and out over the next few years. was in some pretty abusive relationships again, so obviously it does affect you. Like, I have learned it now because my life is still not perfect. So I may have learnt it now that I have me to rely on. But back then I always obviously felt like if I wasn't getting what my friends and that had gotten, then it was my fault. It was because I didn't deserve it. There was something wrong with me. And I guess that was further compounded when I finally found out the truth of how my dad really died. And he actually committed suicide. So that added to my not being worth anything at all if he didn't love me enough to stay. As I said, lessons learned now. You don't always know them when you're younger. So I guess that really impacted me, and I always felt that I wasn't deserving. I always felt that clearly I wasn't good enough, because otherwise why wouldn't I have had what everyone else seemed to have? But that was where I was wrong, because if other people's opinions or treatment of you were what defined your worth, then no one could ever be sure of themselves. And as we are all our own individual selves, and for all eternity we're all we have, so we really need to learn to love ourselves and look after ourselves and go from there. So abusive relationship after abusive relationship, you learn a lot of hard lessons along the way. Stuff is never easy, and you're constantly questioning yourself. I still doubt myself, but I've come a long way, and if I could just get one message out there, then it would really be that trust in yourself. Learn to rely on yourself. So then that would probably lead me to about now. Sorry about the jumpiness of the last bit of the video, but as I said, incredibly nervous. Also really sorry about the paper crinkling the whole time. I'll figure out how to stop doing that stuff for next time. So this was so I hope that my going on for 8 minutes about my sub story at least conveyed what I was hoping to convey, and that's a little bit of, or a lot of, self-positivity. So that's that, and that's where I'll leave it for this first vlog. Feel free to leave any comments. Hopefully they're not too awful. And thank you for watching. I'll see you with my next one.